You are standing on a white line. The grass is wet under your borrowed shoes. All around you, people stretch and bounce. One man is very serious about his laces. To your left, there is a lane with nobody in it, just a little wooden cart. In a moment, you will pick a lane. The whistle is coming soon, and picking is the whole game. This is why stock picking loses to a fund that does nothing. The race ahead makes 3 stops. The last stop is the strange one. Nobody is laughing at the empty lane by then. Stock picking is simple to say. You look at all the shops in town and choose the best ones. Everybody believes the same simple thing. Picking well puts you out in front. It feels obvious. Working hard should beat sitting still. That is how nearly everything else works. So people study very hard. They read reports, they watch the news, they buy and they sell. Grown-ups do this all day long for a job. They are called fund managers, and every one of them is clever. They have big screens and even bigger teams. They visit the shops, they meet the bosses themselves. Then somebody counted how they all did. Over 20 years, about 9 in 10 of them lost to the plain average. Not 9 in 10 on one bad afternoon. 9 in 10 across 20 whole years. 20 long years. That is a very long time to be wrong. So something much bigger must be going on out here. It is not that any of them are lazy. Nobody inside that tall glass building is lazy, and everybody is trying. One of them owns 4 alarm clocks. He does not trust the first 3 at all. Some of them quietly shut their doors forever. The scoreboard only counts the ones left standing there. So the runners here are all strong. That means the problem must be hiding somewhere else entirely. Here is the question that nobody asks on the start line. Who are these clever people actually racing? Not the cart. The cart is just a box sitting on wheels. It has no legs on it at all. They are all racing each other instead. Every single one of them at the very same moment. Think about what one shop actually costs. The price is not painted on a wall by a wizard. You want to buy a shop for 10 coins. Somebody else has to sell it to you. They saw the very same shop. They read the same reports. They decided to let it go. So every price is really just a handshake. It is 2 clever people disagreeing very politely indeed. Every buy is somebody else's sell. There is always a person on the other side of it. That changes the whole race completely. If you win 1 coin here, somebody else lost that very same coin. It is a swap and not a harvest. The town does not grow any extra coins for cleverness. All the shops together make one big number. That number is the index, the plain average of the whole town. A fund that does nothing simply buys up the whole town, every single shop, with no choosing at all. It never reads a single one of the reports. It never meets a boss. It never once changes its mind. It has no opinion about anything at all. It holds everything, the good and the bad, all together. Now put the cart back into the empty lane. That cart is carrying the whole town. Every single runner out here is a picker. Every picker is trying to beat the town's average. But add up every single picker. Their average is the town's average, before anybody pays a single penny. That is the quiet part of this whole sport. Together, the pickers simply cannot beat themselves. The cart rolls on. But you have been picturing the wrong race. The cart is not a slow little runner at all. The cart is the finish line, moving. It carries the average of every runner on the field. You are not racing a box on wheels. You are racing everybody, and everybody includes you as well. So before anybody pays a single toll, half of the runners are ahead of the cart. Half of them are behind it.
That is exactly what an average does every single time. But nobody runs this race for free. Every lane change has a little booth beside it. You pay a coin to leave a shop, you pay another coin to enter a new one. The clever people take a wage too. Big screens and big teams are never free. Say the picking costs 1 coin in every 100 each year. Say the cart costs almost nothing. 1 little coin sounds tiny, and it really is tiny on one single ordinary day.
But it comes off every year for 40 years out of a pile that was growing. So the booth takes a bite of the harvest. It also bites all the growing that bite would have done. That is exactly why the middle of the pack finishes behind a cart that does nothing at all. Now here is the strangest thing about this whole painted town. The winning shops are not spread out evenly at all. Somebody checked every American company since 1926. 4 in 100 made all the money. 4 in 100. Everything else, all added together, matched a plain, safe savings note. So the whole town hides just a few golden shops inside an enormous gray crowd. If your basket happens to miss those few golden shops, you did not lose by a little. You simply lost the whole lot. The cart never misses them. It holds every shop, so it holds every golden one. The cart is not clever. It is simply far too lazy to sell a winner. Meanwhile, the pickers keep on trading all day. They drop a shop that dips. They grab one that shines. A picker has to be right twice over. Right when they buy, and right again when they sell. Each single swap looks small. Each swap has a booth, and the booth is never shut. There is one more hand in the pile. The taxman waits at the end of every single sale. A shop you keep owes nothing yet. The moment it is sold, slice leaves the pile. The cart rolls past. Look at that empty lane again, right near the end of a very long race. It never read one report. It never paid a single booth. It never sold a winner. It was never even trying to be right. That is the part that sounds like a joke. Being right is expensive. Every single attempt costs a coin, whether it works out or not. The cart makes no attempts at all. So the cart ends up paying almost nothing to anybody. And because it quietly holds the whole town, it can never possibly miss the golden 4. So why does stock picking lose to a fund that does nothing? Because nothing is not really nothing. Doing nothing is holding every winner in the whole town. It is paying no toll to do it. The pickers are not fools at all. They are simply racing against their own reflection all day long. You are back on the white line again, in the very shoes you borrowed this morning. The grass is still wet and cold. The serious man is still fixing those same laces. The lane over on your left still looks completely empty, but it was never empty at all. It is carrying the whole painted town along, quietly, at the speed of everybody. There is one more number that follows you around, and you never once asked for it. 3 digits decide what your money costs. So who profits from the credit score you never signed up for?